welcome to TCT time! Yay! Today we're going to be talking about living in Japan and different areas that you can live in Japan. It's very diverse, basically, living here. You can live right in the center of the city or on the outskirts, or it's a little more residential and comfortable, or you can go way out into like rural parts of Japan. So I wanted to hear about what these members have experienced living in Japan, but first, let's introduce everybody. I'm Shizuka, I hope you remember that by now. This is Shiori, and Chris, and Emma! Yay! But she's the host of Tokyo Creative Play, so you might know her from there already. Yay! So we have lots to talk about. So first of all, where are you guys living right now?
Well, I guess we can't be specific.
Tell us your address.
Tokyo.
We live in Tokyo.
Yay!
Yeah. So I live kind of on the edge. I can't be too specific, but I live on the edge of Tokyo and Saitama.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's a very like residential kind of area?
Yeah, it's not too city. Like you can kind of, if you go up into a high point where I live, you can see like a lot of city in the distance, but for me it's a lot of more lower buildings.
That's
And,
nice.
like more smaller shops, which is nice. Like a lot of really small family-owned places, but also some really big supermarkets. I think the further you get out of Tokyo, the supermarkets get bigger.
Ooh,
I agree.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true, because there's so much more space out there, so I think
Yeah,
they're just
yeah.
able to build things way out, which is
Yeah.
really cool.
And cheaper, right?
Yeah, cheaper. And a lot of people have cars, so a lot of there's like a lot of malls, like shopping malls. So, and there's like cinemas out there as well. It's like a whole different world.
So true. They actually, like, you kind of imagine like the outskirts or rural areas not having very much, but actually if it's kind of the edge, like between Tokyo and another prefecture, it's kind of just like they have everything, because they have like so much space to put movie theaters, malls, everything is there.
Yeah.
It's so convenient.
It's
actually
really good. Yeah, I think there's a lot of perks to living on that kind of side as well. There's like home centers where I can go and buy like planks of wood and DIY stuff, which I don't know where I would find it if I was like the center of Tokyo. So there's that kind of positive thing to it. I like that.
Definitely.
But then the train, it takes a bit longer to get into the city, which is yeah.
That's always the downside. That's the same for me, because I also live on the outskirts of Tokyo. It's technically in Tokyo. Don't even laugh about it. He thinks I just live way out in the boonies, which more or less I kind of do, but it's still Tokyo,
But
okay?
it's in the forest.
It's
No, it's on a mountain peak. It's on Mount Everest. Come on.
No forest.
Yes, I live in a forest on a mountain.
Wow.
That sounds sexy.
Sexy?
Why is it sexy?
I don't know if that's sexy.
Why is it sexy?
Pretty strange.
Oh my goodness.
Because many. Yeah, Shinrin-yoku.
Yeah,
the
how is
favorite
it was
word.
Shinrin-yoku? Is it sexy though?
Being naked.
Oh, but I guess bathing in
Bathing.
the forest bathing. That's not sexy, Shiori.
Wait, but are you supposed to do that literally? Like forest? Are you supposed to get naked in the forest?
No.
No.
Just Shizuka.
Oh, you mean like kind of
I don't do that.
the feeling of all the forest aroma, not aroma, but like
The
the
mist
they're
and
coming up,
yeah,
right?
like
And then you
bathing
get
in
really
the-
relaxed, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
that. Oh,
So
yeah, the
is
word.
that-
Yeah.
Is that sexy to you though?
I would no.
Well, he's a city boy, so he wouldn't understand the allure of the forest. It's very alluring.
Yeah.
But yes, I live on the outskirts. It's just the right balance of like nature and residential neighborhood. So we have the mall, and like nice, shopping center with where you can do DIY stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, just really comfortable. So it's a little far. The downside is that you trade off like long travel times for a little bit of peace and quiet out there. But I like it. I wouldn't trade it for the city yet. But how about you? I think you used to live out, but you moved into the city.
Yeah. So I was born in Kanagawa, which is the next
To the west.
to the west side
Yeah.
of Tokyo, and then specifically the city name is Fujisawa. The maybe famous for Enoshima, the beach place. So
it's beautiful.
I always come to the Tokyo when I work for the previous company, like 1 hour and 30 minutes for commute to the office every day. But I decided, since I've been busy, I decided to move in Tokyo. So now I'm living at the around not the main kind of city, but still it's, if I say the name, everyone's like, oh, you're living in nice area kind of feeling, the town. And then now it's super different. The people are more Tokyo people kind of feeling.
Right.
So I personally felt the difference between Kanagawa and Tokyo was the people living here is more like individual, very
Like focused on themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you find it's different with like conversations you have with people? Have anybody?
no one say ohayou gozaimasu. It's more like
They don't greet you.
open the door and just to the station.
They're so busy. They've just got like, they wouldn't care to look at other people, talk. It's just like they
And
have a destination and go there.
And I don't see the people clean up the doro,
The street.
Oh,
Street.
really?
In my area,
Yeah.
current area. My Fujisawa city is they always like first thing they do in the morning is like cleaning up the
They sweep.
Hooping.
They sweep the road.
their own.
I see a lot of old ladies
Yeah.
do it in my neighborhood, and every time I go past them, they're like sweeping up leaves, and they'll be like, "Ohayou gozaimasu."
Oh, you mean the residents?
Yeah, like so.
Not just businesses though, it's just some.
No, like the people
Yes, the
outside their
residents,
homes.
sorry.
So.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like directly outside their home.
So.
Oh, that's normal in America. I mean, because it's like your front lawn, right? You just.
Then
making
you
sure
don't
that-
see so
But not in
many people
Tokyo.
in Tokyo like that, right?
It's like
rare.
Well,
the
because
street,
well, 'cause it's
though.
an apartment. There's technically
So-
I don't own
so-
that. There's no front lawn.
Yeah, that's true.
You're talking about apartments when they actually own the whole section. I'm guessing. Well, yeah, then that thing is normal.
Then outside, once you go outside of your apartment, you don't. There's no places to interact people. But in my inaka countryside, then people are going outside and just doing their own stuff. And then while they are doing, naturally say, ohayou gozaimasu, thank you for cleaning up there. Those conversations, right? Or we are like,
More communal.
みんな一人ぼっち。
Yeah,
very
everyone's
individual feeling.
Solo.
Fight for yourself. Tokyo life.
そうだね. So I don't have any new friend in here.
Oh, that's so sad.
I'm sure many of the viewers want to be your friends.
Yeah. Shorty's looking for friends.
Shorty.
Send her some DMs.
Follow her Instagram,
Slide
little
into the
giant
DMs.
shorty.
I love dogs, so please bring your dog to my place. And do the sampo.
Weirdly enough, I think
Go for a walk.
you're probably getting a lot of DMs from this video.
Yeah, people
But if you
Come
have
back
a
there.
dog, yes, I want to meet you.
if you don't have a dog, not interested.
Don't even bother. Don't even. She's gonna ignore you.
Okay, can you see the difference between the countryside? Maybe not countryside because you guys are technically in Tokyo, but it's a bit more warm feeling.
Yes.
place, I
Yeah.
guess.
Definitely.
Yeah, like I recognize my local shop people. We talk. People want to chat a lot. Yeah, it's really a lot more casual. Because before that I lived more close to the city part of things. I lived on the Yamanote line before I moved.
Ooh, that's
So,
very right in the center of the
Yeah.
city.
So why did you move out?
My apartment sucked.
Oh no!
Oh, was that the tiny apartment?
Oh, that's a tiny apartment.
Yeah.
Was that 28 square meter? Was it? No.
8 square meter.
Oh.
8 square meter
ハー
apartment.
ドじゃん。
Was
Like,
it
oh,
really
that's
8
it
square
was 8 square
meters?
meters, yeah.
That's really, really
That's
tiny.
what her thumbnail was like touching both walls like this.
Yeah.
And then her shower was like on top of her toilet
Yeah.
or something.
What?
No. Her sink was on top. No.
So the toilet,
Oh.
you
It was
could
like-
pull the sink away, go to the toilet,
Oh,
and then
that's what
pull
it
the
was.
sink back over it, and then have a shower next to the
Oh
sink.
my goodness.
Yeah, and my apartment wasn't the smallest apartment in my building.
You're smaller?
So I had a loft, but if you paid, it was something like it was 3,000 yen cheaper, you could get it without the loft. And so there was just a futon pushed to the corner of the room. You couldn't even lay a futon out on that floor. It was too small.
Oh
so
my
I don't know.
God.
Yeah.
How did you find that place?
How did I find it? I was in a bit of a pinch. I was staying at an Airbnb when I first moved to Japan, and I was gonna be like homeless in like 2 days.
Oh my God.
And so I was searching through, because I had a visa that was only 6 months. Lots of places would refuse contracts with me. So I had to look for foreigner-friendly, month-to-month contract, cheap, immediate move-in, like everything included. And the options really suck. Mine was actually a really good option out of the ones that were available. A lot of them didn't have balconies. A lot of them were 8 square meters, no windows, just like a tiny box with a kitchen, which is like a sink, and it was.
So you went to like a Japanese real estate agent?
They're specifically made for foreigners
Okay.
who need
okay.
houses quickly. So there's quite a few of them out there. I don't know if I should name them because I don't want to name and shame. Also, since I moved out, they upped the price of that apartment. I wonder if people started wanting to move there because of the viral video, and then they're like, oh, I could make some more money off that.
Oh,
I don't know though.
Maybe you
Was-
helped them out a little bit.
Yeah.
Was it online agent or offline?
Online.
On-
All of
oh,
them,
online.
Yeah, all of them
Okay.
just search like apartment in Tokyo, foreigner, visa, and yeah, so it's very convenient, month to month, all utilities included. You know, it's fine, but I had to be there long term. I was there for 11 months because of my visa,
Oh.
and that's too long. It's too long of a time to be in that small space.
It must be
Sorry,
really.
but why did you? I'm like blasting
Go
questions
for
at
it.
you.
Go for it. Go
How
for
come?
it.
How come you didn't want to live in a share house?
So I lived in a share house at university, and I was really ready for my new life in Tokyo. I kind of idealized it, and so I was like, I'm going to get my own apartment. I'm going to be by myself and living my own life in Tokyo. And after living in a share house in Australia, I was like, I can't do this again. I
you
had a
already
bit of
experienced it.
a not great experience, and so I'd lived in a dorm as well before that, and so I was like, I want to be independent. I graduated. I want to live by myself.
Have some
So
privacy.
yeah, I did look at share houses, but I was like, I could pay the same amount for a nice share house, or the same amount to have my own apartment on the Yamanote line with my own kitchen and balcony and loft, and that was kind of my ideal situation. I actually didn't see the place before I moved in because I was at such short notice, and so I was like, I just had to take a gamble. And I did it. Also, before that, they could only give it to me after 15 days. So for 15 days, I found the only Airbnb that I could find that was still available for like the next day. And it was a closet. There was no windows. The futon was curled up inside, and there was black hair in the shower. The fridge was like a wall of food, like rotting food. There was a French guy there who only ate eggs all day.
Oh my god.
It just smelled like eggs all the time. So after getting out of that place, my new apartment felt really amazing because it was like my own space, a window. Oh my god.
A window.
Yeah. And then after like 6 months, I was like, okay, it's feeling a bit small now. I'm gonna see if I can find somewhere else. And I started my search, and it took me 5 months to find somewhere else because of my visa problems. So if you're on the Australian working holiday visa, just be cautious because your visa only says 6 months, and very few places will give you a housing contract. So just be diligent with your searches if you're on Australian working holiday visa.
Wow, but it means that there are some options available. It's just you're not going to get something really great, unfortunately.
Yeah. Or share houses, probably a good way to go.
Yes, yeah.
If I could go back, I'd probably go for a nicer share house.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually,
would have been nice. Yeah, I think nice short-term
Yes.
place to, and then actually try to think about what your next move.
Yes, yeah.
very true.
I was so stuck on like I want my own apartment. Eventually it did work out though. There was an agency that did accept my visa, and I got my next apartment, which was 28 square meters, and it was awesome. It was wonderful. It was great price and everything. It was cheaper than my 8 square meter apartment for 28 square meters.
Really?
Yeah, it was a really, really good deal, but I can't reveal the agency because I'm still with them and they only do apartments in my one area.
Oh, is that right?
So yeah.
Well, but I mean, it's still good to know, like, that, you know, that's kind of the struggle you're going to have to deal with if you come to Japan, short term. But I think, yeah, in terms of, like, share houses, it seems that there are a lot of really good places nowadays. Just really nice facilities, very clean and, like, bright and open. So it seems like there's a lot of good options for share houses now.
Yes.
So if you wanted to do your route, that's cool too. But there's other options.
We met the share house.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You met at a share house? I didn't know that.
I visited my friend in a share house, and then he used to live with the Okano TV, another person. How do you say?
I know what you're talking about.
Okano TV, other person, aka ex-girlfriend.
Oh yeah. I became closer to her.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And then we met. And then we stayed in touch.
Yeah.
So you met her first, and then
Well, she was social. I was not.
I see.
So I
Yeah. I would come back from work and be like, oh, I want to go to bed. I don't want to deal with all these people in the kitchen. But then she'd be always cooking, and then she'd be cooking, and then like, oh hi.
Yeah. And
And that was the start
Yeah.
of this beautiful friendship. Oh, hi.
the place he used to live, and it was nani? They had a theater room.
Theater room?
Really?
We had like before we moved in, the building itself was only like a year old or something. And so yeah, they had a theater room, they had a gym. The kitchen was absolutely massive. They had like
sounds
8
so
rice
nice.
cookers. It was insane. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty freaking nice, I thought, for a share house.
Really
And then we were only
good.
I was paying like 65,000 yen for a single room, and I think it was bigger than 8 square
Yeah,
meters.
yeah, it's
I think it was
pretty
like
great.
15 or something like that, 15 square meters. I mean, all it was just a bed, your closet, refrigerator, and then if you wanted anything else, it'd be common space. But typically 65,000 yen, you get free gym, technically access.
yeah,
That's
Right.
actually a really good deal.
Right, you get all the kitchen appliances right there, so you don't have to buy any kitchen appliances. Bed, everything's furnished, right? So you don't have to buy a bed either. Obviously, you need to buy some sheets, but mattresses there as well. So I think it's really good, like short term.
Definitely.
I mean, some people in our share house were living there for quite some time though, because actually now it's becoming more like, oh, meet a foreigner or meet a Japanese person.
Actually,
Yeah.
that's true.
So-
It's a lot of people go there
To meet
because
someone.
Terrace House, like the show Terrace House. I think people have that image now of like, let's live in a share house and we'll all live together, like guys and girls, and maybe there'll be a romance.
But it's
Wow.
quite
And-
close.
What?
It's quite close, I feel.
Well, I mean, I think depends on the share house though. Like for example, there's so our share house was Oak House, and Oak House, they have a bunch of I would say cheaper in nice area buildings. So everything's really nice, I would say. Then there's other companies like Share Design, which Ian, our CTO, he used to help out there. That company is very famous for their designer share houses.
Ooh,
So each of their apartments is really cool.
Are they expensive though?
Yeah, so it's more of like you're targeting like mid-20s to high 20s.
Right.
People who have a little extra money and want to meet and typically they target creatives.
Oh, cool.
So a lot of photographers, videographers, designers are all staying there.
That's
And
neat.
then there's also like social apartment. Social apartments also basically trying to tackle this because I think there's now so much competition with share houses that now they need to do one step higher. It can't just be nice, like clean. It needs to be like cool now. So now some of these have like actually social apartment now has like literally a theater. Like this theater that we were in Oak House was more like a very tiny, fits maybe like I don't know a sofa, but this
Okay.
theater fits like what 20 chairs, and it's like theater.
You know it, right?
Oh, you went, yeah?
Yeah, I
And
went.
it's like theater
It's like a proper
seating
theater,
too, right?
yeah.
It's like a mini theater. They also have like pool tables and a bunch of these cool things that you can do to collaborate, or not collaborate, but talk with other
Yeah.
residents.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's different
sounds so
topic,
fun.
but you can have new friends.
Yeah.
I couldn't have new friends.
It's
right?
an easy way.
Yeah.
Tokyo, yeah.
But
It's an easy way to make new friends, yeah.
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 Yeah, especially if you're like just starting to move to the country. I think it's a really great way to start
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my friend's recently moved and I've been searching for share houses for her, and there's so many amazing options these days. It's crazy, and they're so
And it's pretty cheap,
beautiful.
actually.
And yeah, they're still
I mean, not
cheap.
cheap, but like they're reasonable price, I would say.
Yeah.
We found one for her, and it's like a beautiful room and everything, but there's like a garden outside, and you can grow your own vegetables, and each room gets their own garden box outside that you can plant in, and the owner plants vegetables, and you can just go for it if you want to grab some and cook. I'm like, what is this paradise?
wow.
Where was this when I was looking for houses?
Like,
It's
which-
probably there, but I just,
What kind of area is it? Sorry, just like it sounds so amazing. Is it like really in the middle of the city in a convenient area?
Not
or-
that one.
Oh, okay. It's a little.
Yeah, that
okay.
one's a bit. The only downside to that place is the area. It's like there's nothing really there. It's just a walk to the train station and
I
the
see.
supermarket. But I guess that's kind of a thing. If you want like a really amazing place to live, sometimes you have to sacrifice the location for that.
Yeah,
If you want to live in the city with heaps of stuff surrounding you, then the house might be a little bit more normal, a bit more expensive.
Yeah.
But if you move out, you can probably get a better place for cheaper. But
Right.
it's a bit harder to get into the city, or there might not be so much around you to do.
Exactly. And you can get so much more space if you go a little further out. So if you want to be able to enjoy your space and like have that kind of freedom, then you might need to sacrifice the distance.
But
a little bit.
It just depends what kind of person you are. And so you are a city boy,
That's
right?
right.
City boy.
We need to talk about Chris's
Yeah.
fancy city living situation.
Well, I mean, because I'm from the city in LA, right?
Right.
So for me, naturally, living in the country doesn't really I'm not used to it. I was born in London city, raised in LA city, and now living in Tokyo, so I gotta keep the city thing going.
Wouldn't you ever
But-
want to try it?
No.
Immediate.
Straight now.
The only way I would want to live outside the city is if I had a beach house, because I love the beach.
Okay.
And I think what you guys feel about this relaxation of being outside the city, I feel the same thing if I'm next to a beach. So if I hear like waves, I love that. Or if I get this ocean breeze, I'm like, yeah. You know? But other than that, but I think technically, I'm guessing Shorty and I probably came to the city for a reason. I mean, because we both lived in Kanagawa Prefecture prior to living in the city.
Right.
I think for me, I moved because I wanted to, for business purposes. It doesn't make any sense to make hour and a half commutes when I'm working so late. It's just like, why am I doing that? I'd rather just walk home and have easy access to business meetings, or if I have an ichikai, like a second drinking party, I can go to Roppongi and then take a cab home because I'm, very close, right? As opposed to, oh shit, I got to meet the last train, and then all of a sudden the business meeting's kind of awkward situation because maybe the client wants to stay a little bit later, or you're like, I can't stay because I live so damn far.
Right.
Like those scenarios happen often if you live outside the city.
That's very true.
So I think because you guys are in more of the creative field, it's not as important as if in case like you're dealing with a very big client in a client meeting, right? So I think I'm guessing
Same.
why we kind of moved towards the city. So
Right.
I think if I had a job that I needed to be in Tokyo early in the morning every day, I'd have to move into the
Right,
city.
yeah.
I don't think I could do that commute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every day. It's so hard.
I mean, because not only that, but in Japan and Tokyo is the worst because then you're stuck with all of these salarymen workers
Yeah.
in
It's kind of a
suits,
Japanese
right?
term. Yes.
And then in these crammed trains.
And everybody's had their coffee,
Right?
everyone's had their cigarettes, everyone's had a beer the night before, so there's all these smells going on.
But the worst thing is if it's actually kind of humid inside the train.
Yeah.
But then you get stuck this, and then you feel the heat coming off of
Yes.
some other guy.
Oh, I hate it.
It's and then sometimes I feel really hot, and I get stuck to a girl, and I'm so sorry. I know I'm disgusting right now, but like because the girls are never really hot, like they don't feel you don't feel like there's the heat
The
coming off it, right?
the guys,
But the
it's
guys,
just like
yeah.
radiating heat.
Well, because they're all wearing
my.
like jackets, and it's
Yeah.
obviously too hot to wear a jacket, but they don't want to take it off,
Yeah,
right?
I always take my jacket off before I get in
Yeah.
the train because I'm like, I know this is hell. I know what this is gonna feel like. So, but I get in there and everyone's got their coats on, and it's just like,
It's the most stressful
So
way to
hot
start your
in
day.
Yeah.
And then not only that, you start the day like that, and then you end the day like that. And it's like
Yeah.
the worst thing ever in the world.
So bad. Like the morning rush hour and the evening rush hour
Yeah.
is just hell. And the worst is probably summer, like midsummer. And like it's exactly as you say, but then sometimes you're like pressed up against someone. And I've had a time where like I was pressed up against some like, older gentlemen in a suit. But I could see like the sweat like
see it.
rolling off of his face, and I'm like right underneath him, and I can see it like dripping down.
About to
I'm
hit
like,
you?
No,
No, but or have
you
you-
can't move.
Have you been in a situation where you see some like dandruff on the guy's suit?
Yes.
And then you see the white little specks, and you're like, don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch
Yeah.
me. But then someone
But you're
butthole
trapped,
behind you
Oh
just
my
pushes
God,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I had that yesterday, but it was
Oh,
like
really?
so bad. I was taking the train back home at night, and this guy was just—I don't know why. He didn't even have a care in the world. He was scratching his head on the train.
And then you just see the stuff
next to me, and I looked, and it was so audible, like you could hear the scratching. It was like driving me insane. And I looked at him, and his whole coat was just like covered in dandruff, and I'm just like, I don't think I could keep sitting here. He wouldn't stop. He was just like, why do you have to do this on the train while you're sitting next to me? Those are the joys of commuting when you live far out of the city.
Yeah.
If you live in the city, maybe you can bike around, and that's like a huge perk. Or walk, or take a train for like 5 minutes and then get
Yeah.
off.
yeah.
That would be kind of a dream, to be honest. So, yeah, I actually, to be honest, I'm considering, as much as I love living on the outskirts, I'm considering moving to the city center for convenience sake, just because I do come here every day to work. But it's nice to be able to escape. So it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
those pros and cons.
Well, that's what vacations are for, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
I guess everyone has the different preferences, right? But maybe Emma, she likes the green and a more relaxing place.
Yeah.
But you like the building, right? You like
Me? No, I like the beach. I like the beach.
But everyone, ね pros and cons and balance and what
Yeah,
like
it
to
just
balance.
it depends person to person. So if you are going to move to Japan one day, you got to figure out what's best for you, and you might not know it, and then you can just try different places, and if you don't like them, cancel it out and try the next kind of place. You know.
Very true.
Yeah.
But I think basically if you want to live in the city and you're on a budget, share house is
Yeah,
the best
share
option, I
house
think,
is-
right?
Yeah.
So I think we can all agree on that.
I think that's a good, yeah.
If you do want to live outside the city, make sure that you are ready to tackle all the negatives that we just said about the trains and the rush hour and all of that stuff. Plus, maybe
Sweat.
well, also in Japan, there's less trains that kind of end early, so
That's right.
all of those little things,
Yeah,
you can handle.
Right. If you're gonna live out of the city, you might want to choose your train line wisely.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, one that has a reasonable like last train time or starting time, and that's not too crowded during rush hour. That's worth looking into.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's pros and cons for both. I don't know if we should take a vote on like
I can't
city
see any pros on the outside. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
We have started a new Tokyo Creative playlist.
right.
Tokyo Creative playlist
Channel.
TC Homes.
We have a new
New
channel.
playlist. No, not channel. Playlist.
Sorry, we're sorry.
Playlist.
This is okay. Sorry,
New
I'm talking about two different
playlist
things.
on her
New
channel.
series.
Yeah.
There's a new series on TC Play. Can you
Yeah.
tell us about it?
TC Homes. We're going to be looking at some of our creators and some of our employees, our colleagues, all of our homes, and seeing what different kinds of homes in Tokyo and around Tokyo look like, and showing them off to you and showing you the options that you can get while you're in Tokyo.
That's awesome. Oh, it's kind of like cribs.
Yeah, it's like cribs.
Check out my crib.
But it's not because we labeled it Homes.
No, it's
We didn't copy them at all.
TC Homes.
It's not MTV Cribs.
for him.
It's
TC Homes.
But the first one is the office, and the second one will be Chris, so you can see the how much he likes building.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you can see
fancy
my. And
building.
she was there. You can see the romantic side of my room, huh?
Yeah, buildings.
So there's a lot to look forward to.
Yes.
But thank you guys so much for joining us today. It was a fun talk about city versus country life, etc. Hope you guys learned a lot as well, and let us know what you guys think, or if you want us to, or what you guys want us to talk about in the next video, and we'll talk about that for you. Anyway, see you guys in the next TC